Underdog Podcast. It's your host T. Lee and my co-host Jack Cowden will be live today as usual.
Was pulling up, they acting like they couldn't see me. Now she wanna clean me up like a squeegee. I told her that's on me, baby, like yellow BZ. With the peanut butter tear like a Reese.
He's gonna persevere through all the obstacles. Get it done. That's an underdog.
They don't forget the underdog when they see me. I hit them with the John Cena, they can't see me.
You may overlook this person, but the underdog is the one who's gonna put in the work.
It's over, you know? Because you have to lose to win. Whether you think losing is a big event.
Out of mind. All I'm saying, just be careful who you idolize. I'm kicking these scriptures just before the pain. Ain't no cap in my words, I go against the grain.
So I always believe that, like, I took so many risks to make this thing happen. You know what I mean?
I'm always working, bro. Like I said, I'm energy driven. Underdog can put you on your ass. The underdog can put you on game. The underdog can show you something that you didn't know.
Can't go down. All you can do is go up. So are you gonna stay where you at, or are you gonna move up?
Feel the bangers. Feel the bangers.
He said he's nervous. This is his first time doing it.
Cut her ass off if she could I can reread.
Yo, what it do, good people? Welcome to the Underdog Podcast, man. This is season 4, episode 9. You can't stop the DJ, man. You know what I mean? We got a very special guest in here, man, today. You know what I mean? This is the exclusive right now. You already know how we get down, man. 4 seasons in, man. Shout out to Signature Series Network, TV.com, BOAMEDCB, Black-owned cryptocurrency, man. Nah, man, we gonna keep y'all away, man. We gonna get them in here right now. How we do it, man? You feel me? We got this Bishop Dunn, man. Reggie Bishop, man. Y'all already know what's going on, man. The DJ of the city, man. For real. Yo,
what up?
Come on, man. Welcome to the Underdog Podcast, brother. How you feeling today, man?
I'm good. I'm tired. I just woke up honestly about an hour ago.
Hey, man, I already know, man. Can't stop, won't stop, man. You feel me? But back at it again, man, on that yellow beezy for real. You know what I mean? You know how we do it over here. So we appreciate you giving your time, homie, to the platform, man. And as we push the importance, you know, of knowing ourselves, man, who is, you know, Reggie Bishop as a person outside of your profession?
I said it out. Shit, man. It's cool, creative, nostalgic individual. I love all things from 90s, 2000s, basically from like my childhood until young adulthood. I have a fashion degree, merchandising. Graduated from a fashion school in Atlanta in 2008. I worked in retail, managing and stuff like that for well over a decade. So yeah.
Now that's what it is, bro. That's crazy you said it, because I just got a sense of it when you said 90s, 2000, because I'm like, when I'm peeping really what's going on, I'm like, bro, definitely get that vibe, bro. Like I feel my childhood when I see bro come out dripping with something out. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. So, you know, I'm feeling real Atlanta right now, though, man. Like, let the people know, you know, what side of the city you from and what it was like coming up in the city from your perspective.
Like most people who are kind of born here, which we migrate and move around a few times. As a kid, as 3 places. As a kid, I grew up in the English Avenue area till about 8 years old. Then my mother got a better job and moved us up to Sandy Springs. I lived in Sandy Springs from 5th grade all the way to 11th grade. And then after that, I went to Lithonia. I spent most of my young adult years in Lithonia. Back and forth between Lithonia and Sandy Springs, I would go back and forth. So, so I would spend like my summers on the east side and then go back to school on the north side. And then as I became an adult, I got my first spot on the north side, super cheap at the time. Yeah. And then after that, I moved to Kirkwood. So I stayed in Kirkwood for about like 4 years. So yeah, it's always been east side and north side randomly. You know.
That part. Yeah, what was the culture like for you, you know, growing up and with a lot of outsiders look at, you know, as the Black Mecca, you know, for the culture, like where you see a lot of progression, you know, amongst our people. You got the music here, you got a lot of things going. Like, what was that for you, just like growing up here, you know, being in the mix with a lot of things going on and seeing it?
it's one of those things you never really notice shit until you leave, and I never really thought about it like that. When people was like, "Oh, it's like the Black Mecca and all this other shit." And like, I
Right.
never even noticed that shit. That was just my life, you know.
Right.
Um, growing up here, just even when I moved to the North Side, that was a great amount of just like culture, and even on the East Side, there was a different amount of Black culture. So, I was blessed enough to see that. But growing up here, man, shit, growing up on the West Side in my childhood is like in the middle of fucking Freaknik. So I literally outside my window, I cannot lie, I could see motherfucking cars driving by and the wild shit going on, and like I remember it taking like 3 or 4 hours to get home because of Peachtree traffic. How that was when Freaknik would happen, you just wouldn't go anywhere. You just knew Freaknik was gonna happen,
Right.
and the music, and there was like everything from like DJ Jelly and Southern Style DJs when they used to have a segment on Saturday nights. Because I'm a kid, so it wasn't no social life.
Right.
There was summer break. I was spending time watching music videos all fucking day, whether it's the
Oh man.
box, MTV, or at night on Sunday on our local station they had DJ Jelly and Southern Stars. They would have like these videos and they would mash up and play like, all night for like a
That's
couple of hours of shit. So that really influenced me, and just like to see that. And you got to hear and see the videos that you heard on the radio here, but necessarily went broadcasted globally yet. Like there was just a lot of like you'll see like a Kilo Ali video, but you probably won't see a Kilo Ali video on MTV. But you'll
right.
see it on that shit, and you'll see and yeah, Outkast and coming up, seeing like the beginning of Outkast being old enough to even kind of pay attention to what's going on. Not necessarily socially, because I ain't remember too much about that Source World shit, but I do remember when the music was coming out, when the videos were coming out, and how it felt good, like hearing my older cousins listen to it, and my uncle, and like my uncle and them listening to Goody Mob and 8 Ball MJG and shit like that. So
Real spill, man. Sounds like the melting pot of music for real when you say that, man.
yeah.
So, all right. So for those who never visited the A yet, like, what are some of your go-to places to hang out, or just grab a bite to eat or something in the city?
Shit, bro. I be out and partying so much, and I really
Yeah.
like low key shit. Like, I worked on pots for a long time, so I still like going to like little dive bars, like Righteous Room and shit like that. It's cool. The price points are straight. You can chill and drink and meet like some different interesting people.
Yeah.
Um, and shit. I'm always like, even on my off days, I'm always at Owl Bar. That's family. I work there too, but I'm
Yeah.
there on my off days and shit too. They always got some cool like chefs and pop up chefs and cool shit like that. So I'm always popping in like some local shit. I'm a simple kind of guy. I still like different food and shit like that. Like I still go to like Iron Age and stuff like that for like Korean barbecue. Um, people always ask me about soul food and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily know the best places to go, but Ed's Barbecue in Kirkwood, that used to be my soul food spot.
Yeah.
They have turkey ribs and they have the best fucking desserts. That's
Turkey
like
ribs.
reminds me
That's
of my yeah.
swinging.
So that's different. They got these good ass turkey ribs and like lima beans and Brunswick stew. So on some nostalgia shit, and it's
Mm-hmm.
low key, never too busy. It's cool. Miss Ann, shout out to Miss Ann.
Most definitely, bro. So, who would you say, who or what would you say molded you into the person you are today?
My groups of different people. My family, we were definitely heavy in the church. Knows the name. We were very church going family. Family oriented. So like my mom forced me to be like in the choir, even though I wasn't the best singer. She's like, "You gonna do something? You gonna be an usher? You gonna be in the choir? You gonna do something?" I
Yeah.
was like, "All right, sure." So we had a church in Decatur we went to. Yeah, so I went there. Was a part of like the choir, and even in school, I was a part of like high school. I was part of show choir and shit. So on some musical nerd shit. So if you ever seen like High School Musical and shit, that
Mm-hmm.
was the type of shit I was
Yeah.
into. Yeah, it's like it's crazy. But like yeah, we would do like shit like that. And then getting older, I had friends, really dope individuals that I had the honor of meeting and working with. Jay Scott, who passed, who was a part of the ASAP, one of the original people from the ASAP mob and Cozy
Yeah.
Boys DJs. Influenced me socially. fashion, music, all that shit. He was a great influence and a good friend of mine. Um, I was friends with Yams as well, ASAP Yams and shit like that. So those people were my friends and peers, and there were also people that were influences on me. And also, bro, there's even like the MySpace era and shit. I feel
Type
like
shit. Yeah.
if the MySpace era influenced a lot on the culture and myself.
Man, I got so
Um,
much beef with them, dog. Bro, we gonna talk about that in a minute, though. Keep going, man.
yeah. But the
Yeah.
MySpace era connected a lot of dots for me.
Mhm.
I could probably sit here and give you like a whole bunch of 6 degree separation type shit with me and MySpace and people in different diasporas in the culture.
Yeah, nah, that MySpace, bro. I ain't no hard feelings for the platform itself, but man, all my videos, bro, like before this TikTok and all that was going on YouTube, bro, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
bro, I used to have so much footage on MySpace. That was like
Really?
documentary worth of material, bro. And I did not think either if I did back it up, it was one of them SSD drives that you can hear the wheels spinning in it. Either
Yeah.
it corrupted. When it corrupted, that was it.
Oh,
No SSD. Like,
damn.
but yeah, I be like literally still trying to go on there to hit play to see if my videos will come back. Just by it. Like, nah, it's dead, man.
Damn,
But
man.
that would have been some dope material. Just thinking like now, like that was like
Yeah.
during 07, 8, 9 type
Mm,
years. So, but
yeah.
man,
It went
so
back for me all the way back to like MySpace, like '05,
yeah, middle school
'05,
day right
'04.
there.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Big
man.
fat. So, what would you say is something that you learned in 2022 that helped you prepare for 23, and how is 23 treating you thus far, like for your brand?
Shit, bro. Um, not be afraid to take chances on
Mm-hmm.
myself. Uh, I felt like most people, I mean, feel like when that shit happened with COVID and shit like that, I didn't know how to take anything. I don't know, was it the end of the world or was it gonna happen again? And every day was something new gonna happen and shit. So I literally I quit my job in 2019, November, October-ish,
Mm-hmm.
and took on like a little part-time warehouse job. But I was focusing on DJing.
Right.
And then when the bars and clubs were finally got to the point, like we barely closed, but when they forced us to, um, I end up like just taking on like other jobs and shit again, and I was a DJing full time. And needless to say, like by the time like 2 3 years later passed last year, um, I just like had like an epiphany, and I was just like somebody rubbed me the wrong way at work. And it was like, and I was like, what? They said I didn't do enough. And I was like, what the fuck? I wear a lot. And
Dang,
I felt
bro.
like I wore a lot of hat, and I wore a lot of hats there. And it's not to say I was the greatest person ever, but I
Yeah.
took on a lot. And
Yeah.
I've definitely worked between DJing and my regular job. I'm working
Mm-hmm.
18-hour days, 6 days, 7 days a week. I'm working. So I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I don't even need this shit. I've been doing this long enough that I can, my finances are well enough, and I can.
Right.
And even if it wasn't, I figured the fucking shit out. So I feel like, yeah, just take those chances. And every time I try to like dabble back into that, it doesn't work out. So, but this has been lucrative, and it can be better, and I will make it better. And I feel like that's what it is I want to take those chances. Because even explaining to my family, they're like, "Well, how many jobs you have?" Because I say like I gotta go to work, and I don't go to the same job every day. I do the
Mm-hmm.
same task,
Yeah.
but I'm in different. But I was like, it's like it's like different satellites. That's why I had to break it down to some of my family, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, cool. And they're like, they're like, and I'm like, well, I'm actually contracted out. I have filed taxes on these jobs. I have companies that I have talent companies I work for to kind of like. Those are like work in a sense,
Yeah.
very structured, and they want shit. Some of them have like a dress code and shit. But I mean, I get the DJ it is what it is.
That part. Nah, bro, we definitely gonna talk about, we're gonna take it from the top, man. Where it all started. So it seems like almost 10 years ago that you began your journey as a DJ. Would
Yeah,
this be your 10th year?
it is. And I've been
Okay,
trying
then.
for the past 3 months to get lock in the location for my
Yeah,
10-year anniversary party. A friend of
yeah,
mine, me and her, with both of us our 10 year, we wanted to do it, and it's just like it's kind of it's kind of getting on the crunch time. We was trying to have it by like June, and that shit next month. So I don't know. We're gonna find somebody. I'm just gonna like probably lock in with somebody else. But yes, 10-year anniversary. Yeah, yeah. 10-year anniversary. I started off doing the first like small private parties, relationships that I had from high school. A guy that I knew named Josh, he was managing a Brazilian club, and he had on Thursday night they were doing comedy, so it was like comedy and hip hop. It was like the only hip hop night for the week. It was a Brazilian club on the north side, and there I met one of the Wayne's cousins, Shantae Waynes, who was hosting the comedy show. I was DJ for it. My homegirl India, who I went to high school with too, India Sean, she was performing, and India Sean actually does a lot of cool stuff with like Anderson .Paak now, and like just look her up. She does some dope shit. But we all went to high school together. Yeah, so yeah, that was like my beginning, like first couple few like regency gigs locked in, and that transpired into me working with Hannibal Buress, with his shows when he would come in Atlanta. We DJ'd together. I would play for his concerts and stuff like that. Went on, started doing showcases, and ended up going on tour with Big Boy for about 7 years. Going on tour, like at least go hit the road with them at least once or twice a year at this point.
That's hard.
So yeah, and then started doing my own thing, and like just playing all the way around, bro. I've been playing in Miami, I played in Puerto Rico, played in Boston, Vegas. I played in Vegas with Juice WRLD before he passed. I got
man. Hey, you dropped.
So yeah, the randomest shit I can tell you that was funny. I was supposed to go on tour. I was supposed to go on tour with an artist in Florida, and we were supposed to do 3 dates, and one in Orlando, somewhere else, and it was with it was with YNW Melly. I was supposed to go on tour with YNW Melly, and like it was literally supposed to launch the week before he got locked down. I'm like, this nigga. So it was like, but it's like, yeah, it's the randomest shit happens to me sometimes. It's just like weird.
Yeah, it might have been for a reason too, but
yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's technical, but man, so what made you want to take the role of being the life of the party behind the tables? Like, what made you just be like, man, I'm just finna jump into this? Like,
man, I've always been at parties and shit with my friends in like this Atlanta subculture. A lady that I knew by Fadia Cater, who's like a real high VP now at Instagram, but she used to do parties in Atlanta. And her and like one of my other really good friends, Shauna, who is the person that discovered fucking Iggy Azalea, random as hell. Shauna would bring me to Fadia's parties, and we would go together and like hang out. We had a lot of different mutual friends or whatever. So I was just like a party goer, but I was rapping and trying to like get the rap shit going, and just kind of like find out where I was going to go with this rapping shit. And just building relationships off that. So building relationships off the rap shit transpired into doing showcases, and when doing the showcases, I became to be the DJ. My ex initially in like 2012, she tried to be, she was not saying like that, but she was dabbling into like DJing and shit like that. I was on tour with my band, and literally like when I was on tour with my band, she was like texting me and sending me like links to mixes she made. Yeah, like, when the fuck did you do this shit? When I got home, and then I ended up like being on the software more than she was, and then it just started to be like that's what it was. And then I was like, yeah, I'm DJing now. Started inviting friends over, like y'all niggas want to come over, I'm just gonna DJ. They're like, oh, you know how black people are, so you DJ now, like whatever, we just do what we do. So but yeah, like so it was cool. Like my ex definitely was the one that manifested that, even like learning it. And then my friend who was my producer at the time, he wanted a DJ, and he was like, yeah, I need a DJ. I see you DJ. I'm gonna get you your equipment. And he ended up like had an investor, brought my first laptop, mixer, and all that shit. And then that's my brother, bro. We never hit the day we were supposed to perform. It was supposed to be at a department store, and the day we were supposed to do the show, I think there was a fight or something happened outside of the club, and it caused basically the show like to end early or some shit. Yeah. So he never got to go on and perform. So And every time we tried to do shows, it just kind of like never fell through. But I kept DJing and holding up my end of like the bargain and shit like that. So
Yeah, most definitely, bro. So speaking of music, like how much of an influence has it been in your life? Because you was able to take your artistry and tie it into something else where, okay, I'm an artist, but then I can DJ too. You know, it's like I think that's the how can I say, when you're talent stacking, like say you're a creative person, it's like you can just be in one bubble, but you can also take, you know, your skills and put it in something else. You know, it's
yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's kind of like, you know, when like I look at art, like, you know, I do music, but I look at art, like I can appreciate the other talents around it in general. Like it's like a creative bubble. It's like art is like music without words, basically, to me. And then it's like with a DJ, it's like I got so much respect for the DJs as an artist, because it's like you guys control the room. You guys control so much going on from the sound. You know what I mean? Like I don't see how like artists really go at DJs and stuff like that either. But I'd be like, man, I understand like a lot of stuff that got to be put in motion. But
yeah, it's I think if you look at it creatively and socially, run parallel. So if you think about it, most people, and especially like Black people, we're not monolithic people. So we're not just one thing. You know what I'm saying? So and then as young creatives, and then in our generation, we wear a lot of hats, I think, already. So whether that's balancing being an athlete and a student, or being a musician and you know, just balancing that regular life shit, or artist, starving artist, as they say. Um, each one I have so much. I feel like it's kind of one of those jack of all trades type thing, master of a few. I think I became a better songwriter. I became a better songwriter after DJing. And after DJing, I became a better like kind of producer. But then I also started to see like production. Production wasn't like 100% of my passion, because I made music kind of like in the sense that in a non-traditional way. And for the most part, most things I'm self-taught. I've definitely had people to like, you know, mentor me in certain points of it. But a lot of times I just pick up shit, you know what I'm saying? Like just figure it out. And it may not always be right. And it kind of just I go a lot off feel and not necessarily off structure, which can be good and bad. You know what I'm saying? On the technical side, as far as like engineering and shit like that, you gotta have that shit right. So I stepped away from that type of stuff. But you know, we're recording in the house, but I feel like learning it, and like it's like learning a different language. So if I want to create music, and I've learned how, one thing I learned is when I had my engineer, shout out to Knox, recording and stuff like that, when I knew what the fuck I was doing, I could explain it to him, so we moved faster. So I was able to create faster. So I'm like, bro, I need this queued up like this, and turn this down, this many DPs and shit like that. Even to know what that shit means, you should go faster. So you're moving faster. And when someone respects it and hears like, you know what the fuck you're talking about, if they're not an asshole, they're gonna like gravitate more towards you and shit like that. And one of my really good friends and artists, DJ for Renegade, he's like one of those people too. I feel like that's why we like brothers like that. Is he's an artist, he's an engineer, a writer, you know, and but it's like all those things come into play when we're doing our sound check and shit like that. He could tell you like, bro, this is not right over here, and then you know, and then people kind of like are very like basic of things, like as far as like being on tour and the sound people, they be like, oh, okay, this motherfucker know what he's talking about. Bet, let me get you right. Just because you the opener don't mean I'm gonna shit on you. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this right. Because they will. So I feel like it's like that in a sense of like on me with music and like all the different talents and shit I got. Each one, it's a whole like, I guess like the cliche, but like lifestyle shit. Whereas when you go to the parties, before you go to, I remember what it was like. I kind of might be jumping around, but I remember what it was like when Gucci used to get locked up and he would get out of jail. And when he would get out of jail, on that Friday or Saturday night, we was all going out and we would be at the mall, and niggas be literally in line talking about, bro, Gucci just got out. We going to so-and-so. Gucci might not even be there, but we're just going out and we get our outfits together, and we know we was gonna listen to this kind of music before we got there, and what it was gonna be like. So it was like it's that type of thing. It's a feel, and like when you're in that moment and shit like that. So yeah, like all that shit be influencing each other. You know, how we gonna dress, how we gonna talk, how we gonna, you know, and all my talents, each one makes each other better. That's the end of the day.
Right. That's talent stacking, bro. That's success right there. You know,
Yeah.
if everything it all mix with each other, it go together. You know what I mean? No matter how you put
Definitely.
your instructor, DJ Blackbox, you know, the Mr. Miyagi, the one that would give you the game early on, you know, like if you could remember, like, what are some of the fundamentals, like the basic fundamentals he would give you that would evolve your skills over time?
Man, it was kind of like the same thing where it was like we had a similar taste in music. We used to work together at Urban Outfitters, and he was DJing then, and then I was rapping. But when I got his like, I think because he's Filipino too, like he has like a certain groove about shit. He knows that bass line and how he could just like take a room of like we play like a room, and it's a kind of diverse room, but it probably be like mostly like white kids from like Georgia Tech and like random motherfucker and like sprinkles of random hood niggas and shit. And to be able to when I sat in with our first gig and see how he was able to still slide that little trap in there, just enough, to keep the people in the party happy and turn, but not piss off the staff or like the owner, like, oh, it's too ratchet in here. And then they still hit you with like a little like edits and like these songs like I'll play now that I've gotten from him 10 years ago, and people be like, man, what song is that? Or like, what is that? Where can I find it? Like, I can't even find the shit no more. I hope I never fucking lose. I got these songs backed up. Like,
hey, bro,
like,
for real.
Well, yeah, like he was that deep dive and like just to kind of like the avant-garde, like it was, I feel like it was like to basically like curate your playlist to make that shit yours and not just to sound like every other person that's next, you know what I'm saying? Because the song, you can play the same song I play, but you play the same song, but you may not play the same version or the same way. So I feel like that's what he taught me was definitely that, is to dig deep into each song, you know. If you love this song, I remember it's like this Miguel song that he gave me when we first started playing, that Do You Like Drugs song. And I never heard the original song, I always heard the remix.
Right.
So, and then once I heard like the original, I'm like, oh, okay, this shit hard. But I like the remix better because the remix made me love it more because it was like crazy build-ups and like just like I would type it taught me to like look up whatever my favorite song at the time, or everyone's favorite song at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look and see if there's any remixes or edits and shit like that. And now that's so popular now with social media. I used to post them shit all the time, mashups and shit like that. But you know, the way that music and IG weren't like linked in that way 10 years ago. But you know, you kind of just post your video and then it fall away. You know, there wasn't reels and shit back then.
Right.
So if there was reels and shit back then, like I probably would have had more traction on them hoes. Like, but like yeah, that was just the thing. Like, and that's where he kind of taught me, was like just like dig deeper into each song. Like the song is like it's there's so many layers and pieces, because if you know, when you're recording music, there's probably sometimes like 30 different tracks between the vocals and the beat and shit like that.
Right.
And even when it's laid out to make one, that still can be dissected and made like into something else, and take something else, add this, and you know what I'm saying? So that's what
that shit like operation, man.
Yeah, right.
So what was the first set of equipment you used, if you could remember, to like where you are now, and what's the differences? Or do you keep the same format?
I started off on Tractor, and that's what Black Boss was on. That's why I ended up linking with him, because he was the only other DJ I knew at the time. Besides my homeboy, who's Sierra's DJ, was doing using Tractor. So it was probably like 5 niggas in Atlanta that were using Tractor, and Tractor was just like kind of like a European like house club type thing.
Was it belt driven? I don't know.
It?
I heard that term before. Belt driven, something like that.
Oh, that's like the actual belt driven is like that's like a mixer, like a turntable.
Okay.
Yeah, Tractor. Yeah, I guess because it sounded like that. Tractor was really like It was just like Serato. The software
Okay,
is just
yeah,
like
I heard
Serato,
you. Yeah.
but you didn't have to download all the extra shit how Serato is now, where you got to download this plugin to download to be able to unlock things. It was like nothing was locked except for the fucking software, because once your software was linked to your hardware, so whatever fucking mixer, you can just use my mixer. I couldn't just use your mixer. That was the bullshit part of it. Like everybody couldn't use everybody's mixer, but the Tractor software still worked on like Serato driven like mixers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool. But I needed that shit because I was making beats on that. Like on Tractor, I literally just could make beats and shit on there too, and like stems and all that shit like that. Tractor was doing all that shit way before Serato. Serato was something you have to already have that stuff, and then you
Yeah.
put it in there, and then it was like looping. It was very remix friendly, and I feel like I'm glad I started off on that because of the organizational. It's a lot of cool shit I fuck with about Tractor, but I get it how to eventually you gotta go to industry standard. But that's what I did. I had a Tractor 4-channel mixer, 4-channel controller. That's what I started off on. I think I had that motherfucker for about like 3.5 years.
Right.
3.5 years, and I moved over to the Tractor mixer and and I had turntables. So then I got into turntables. So about 3 years in, I started getting into 3 or 4 years in, I started getting into turntables, and that's how I got into, because I wanted to scratch, but it was harder for me to learn on that controller. You can, but it was harder. So
Right.
I just like dug around on fucking pawn shops and shit. Found turntables and everything I needed. Another DJ friend of mine, Boogie Love, she sold me like the things I needed, converter pieces to play that over to turntables and shit. So I was still on Tractor. So I was on Tractor to about 2000 and I think it was like 2017 or something like that. 2017, 18. Then I eventually got on Serato. Like that's what I eventually got on Serato. And I was still playing this turntable mixer on Serato and shit like that. And yeah. Now and at that time in my life, where it was a hard time in my life. I went on tour and went broke. When I went on tour, came back because I didn't get paid a lot of money when I was on tour, but it was like the experience and shit like that. Came back, got fired from my job. Got fired from my job. It was kind of like just trying to like make it through and shit like that. So I remember what it was like, and that's when I was like, bro, I had like the biggest fucking setup, and I had totaled my car. So being on Ubers with turntables and a mixer was like, bro, eventually I had to like stop doing that shit. Off that part, off the convenience part, but I was hustling that shit probably about a good 8 months with no car with turntables and shit.
You don't stop.
Yeah,
You don't
on the
stop,
train and
man.
On the train and everything, nigga, like with that shit. Niggas knew I was like, bro.
Hey, what you say, bro? Can't stop the DJ, man.
Yeah, that's it.
They ain't just saying it just to say it, man, but they gonna find out what's going on.
Yeah.
So, how often would you work on perfecting your skills though? Like once you first jumped in the game, like how often you would practice? Like you had to do your AI practice. You know what I mean?
Man, shit, bro. I was practicing so much. My ex was like getting sick of me type shit. She was like, this nigga don't never. She was happy because her father was a musician as well.
Yeah.
She was happy to see something I was passionate about. She was like, damn, nigga. I literally would wake up. At that time, my job probably didn't have to go to work till like 2 or something like that. So I would wake up at like 9 in the morning, feed the dogs and all that shit. And then I DJ till it was time for me to get ready for work. Then I'll come home and I play till it's time for me to fall asleep. And this is just practicing, and I was doing that. And then in between, I'm still getting gigs, and as I'm getting gigs, I'm still doing that shit. And I'm sure, and it also was me figuring out what I was gonna do. And it also taught me like shit, bro. I had like, and that's why I had to teach like other people who I kind of mentored. Like, it's good to practice. It's definitely fundamental to practice, but don't think that shit gonna be your set that night. You know what I'm saying? In case you probably got, because that shit gonna switch. And you're gonna get somewhere and you're gonna think it's gonna be this, and it's not gonna be that. Niggas done told me this type of people was gonna be here, and that shit was not the people that was there. It was some other shit. And so we'll constantly tell you some shit. But yeah, so and then now, I don't like now it's I'm not gonna say I practice 7 days a week, but I'm practicing at least through that week a total in time by 8 hours a week. And then I have so many gigs are like practice sometimes.
Yeah. I was gonna say too, bro. Share the experience of that though, man. When you say like, you know, in the early stages where you get somewhere and the expectation ain't what it is, now it's a whole room, and like, what's one of your memorable times like that when you was like, ah, shit, like, and you just freestyled and then still came through on
it. Shit. One of like
Like,
this.
what was the crowd you was expecting though? But then you was like, ah, damn, like,
Somebody one of like the first weddings I ever played was it was a coworker. She was from Brazil, but her husband was from like fucking like South Georgia and shit like that. So just like country white and shit. And like but he was cool. So everybody was cool though. So but but like a lot of her family flew in. Like they flew in from fucking Brazil. Like a lot of people came, auntie and everybody. And like I said, I grew up on the north side. So when I grew up on the north side at that time in Sandy Springs, half my neighborhood was Brazilian, Mexican, and then like it was black people and like everything else. But it was like a lot of Brazilians and shit. So I kind of was familiar with the culture. So I was like, okay, cool. So and she knew that. And she knew like my music and shit like that. She thought it was dope. So that's why she booked me. So I got there. Yeah, I kept the Brazilians, the Spanish people happy like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
The white people was like, they got drunk and they're like, can you just play something I know? Like, I was like, fuck. All right, cool. So then, but it all worked out at the end, and everybody had a good time, was dancing around and stuff like that. And I still think about it to this day because like I play like a very like fucking vanilla party on Wednesday. I had a great time. And by vanilla I mean like it's no like no crazy cursing and no like twerk music and like nothing too wild. But I'd be like, damn, I was thinking about that shit. Like, bro, if I had this song right there, I would have killed him. And I'm up here playing, bro. I've never fucking listened to fucking Bon Jovi in my fucking life. But I know in a DJ setting, I can play like certain Bon Jovi songs and shit like that. And they be singing that shit just how black people will be singing. I just don't give a fuck. Like, I can do. So it's like, but when I left there, I was like, no, I never want to feel like that again. Where I was, and it was one of those things where we were literally in the middle of fucking nowhere in like Dahlonega, Georgia, which is north. Like, nigga, this is like where the Klan used to be, nigga. Like, my grandma used to tell me about that shit. This shit far. And there was no Wi-Fi. So it was like, whatever I had is what I fucking had. Yeah. But it was like, forced me, like, man, you gonna have to figure it out. And I had like a pretty, but like, I was thinking about that shit. I thought it was gonna be like, but me not 100% thinking about the groom side of the family and catering to that. And we still made a playlist and it worked well, but it was like, I still would have hit him with the,
Nah, that real, bro. Hey, we got to talk about all that, man. This is a $1 million story, success story. You know what I mean? You know, we got to hear it out because folks they be thinking, man, it be literally like we live in a time now where everybody feel like they want it like overnight, like it's FedEx. Like my life and tomorrow is just I'm there, I'm at the top. Like you know, I don't understand like the whole grind that come behind it. You feel me?
Yeah.
All right, so even when it comes to these gigs, I feel like a DJ and an artist share similarities too, because like the DJ find gigs as to where artists find open mics, to go put that work in. So early on, so you would say the East Side really was your stomping ground.
As far as music?
Like far as DJing?
DJ? Hell no. Nah, okay. Shit. Well, yeah, yes. And well, like when I'm thinking East Side, sometimes I'm thinking like my thug and shit like that. Oh, but yeah, it actually was East Atlanta. East Atlanta Village, definitely. East Atlanta Village was like when I started getting like more residencies. But I started like on the north side. Now I can't even get shit over there. It's tragic. But anyway, it was like doing comedy shows for like hardly fucking nothing just to play.
Yeah.
And but I feel like because I got our DJ I've been mentoring and she's been doing that same thing. That's helped her a lot. And I'll tell you what, thinking about comedy shows and like showcases for like starting out DJs, showcases or open mics for DJs, that's gonna sharpen you to be quicker and how to work on the fly and pay. You really have to fucking pay attention.
Yeah.
And really understand and really communicate with people and you have to control the narrative around you. You can't let them niggas like drive you. You know, as much as we love y'all and I love artists, and sometimes there can be people that can be over enthusiastic, be like, "Hey, Ray, yeah. Matter of fact, don't take that, play that song. Take put this song on there instead. I'm airdrop this song and like, you know." But it's like niggas be swapping out they set like, bro, we're gonna change this shit like fucking 10 times. But but like that, but it's also sharpening you up because you gotta be able to keep the music going in the back. Get this nigga music straight, who probably won't perform for another 30 minutes. So you gotta live in the moment and be thinking about the fucking future at the same time. As far as like doing doing like comedy shows, that taught me to hit them with the bank. Like you gotta hit them hard every time, and hit them hard every time don't mean all the time. Hit them with like the top 5 trap songs. You might have segments where it be like hit them hard with like the songs people know, sing along songs, and it's like because you only want to probably play it for like right. You might want to hit that shit, and also I've seen people do fucked up mistakes and play like especially comedy shows.
Yeah.
I heard about this guy. I wasn't there, but a friend of mine told me this DJ had ended up playing some type of like Arabic music because the guy was like Middle Eastern or some shit. But it was like the wrong type of music. It was like some prayer music or something, like some Muslim shit. Some Muslim shit.
Yeah.
And my friend who's black and Cuban, but she's Muslim. She was like, I could see the look on his face. And it kind of fucked up the beginning of his set. I mean, he still held it down, but she's like, I went on there and I told that nigga off. She told the other DJ off. She's like, that shit's not fucking funny, or like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you did it to be funny or malicious, or whatever, but you don't play around with people's culture like that. So that's another thing. It's just being aware.
Yeah.
You know, I never done some shit like that to somebody, but I'm just saying, like, for people that listen, like, just being socially aware too, bro. And now, fucking socially aware now is like. When that shit happened with like when R. Kelly and shit like that, bro. Like I'm at that point, I'm like 7 years in.
Yeah.
At some point, there was an R. Kelly song getting played.
Yeah, man.
Now it's like, shit. I think I did it one time to be funny, like after this shit happened, and it was and it did like its own like it had like 1,000 or some views or something like that. It was funny, but it was funny at the time, and then it was like because it was like in the early stages before that movie shit came out, and when the movie shit came out, I was like, all right. I ain't fucking with that shit. In case the promoter of the club tell me to play this shit, I'll play it. And I don't even think about it no more. I don't even think about it no more. But it's crazy how that shit is. But social aspects do affect DJing and music and shit like that. I never would have thought that shit. Never.
Nah, for real. I mean, even like in a sense too, when you're doing these gigs, like saving the controversy with the artist or something going on too. Like, say they either did some or something, but like say it's with us though, because mostly that's the ones that give a damn about all this stuff. All the other people outside the culture, they don't give a damn about all this stuff. Just say for instance with Gunna and all that, like that man, them other folk don't care nothing about it. But say with us, you throw a Gunna song on and in the club and niggas start acting wild and you know.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, Recipe School, when we did DJ, I didn't fucking, bro, at that time I was working still, and I literally just was on social media to post my shit. I get the fuck off. I really don't have time to scroll through and see a lot of shit, and I didn't keep up. I kept up with certain blogs, but I didn't keep up with certain blogs. I didn't know at that time that the Trouble and Soulja Boy was getting into it. So I think it was, I felt like it was, if it wasn't School's birthday, it was like, if it wasn't that, because I can tell you a few times when I remember playing for School, it wasn't his birthday. It was maybe like the day that Dolph died, and I did like a Dolph.
Oh yeah.
So it was one of the two. I can't remember, but I played like I didn't know that them niggas was into it, and I had played like everybody, you know, girls in there singing the my swag. You know what I'm saying? Pretty boy swag.
Yeah,
so
I was just thinking that in my head, like that's probably the song. Yeah,
I didn't know. I didn't fucking know, bro. I don't keep up with this shit. Like I like so. Artist MB came over. He was like, "Yo," it was like, bro. He was like, because me and MB got the same birthday too, his brother. He was like, "Yo, Bishop, you know these niggas into it. Don't play that shit." I was like, "What? Really?" He's like, "Bro, cut it. Well, you can't cut it. I was like, "I got you." So I was like, "I didn't fucking know." Like I cut this shit, but it was like one of those things. Like shit, like now he's passing thing like that. I think about shit like that. Like fuck, like that was random as hell. I
Yeah.
would, but it's like social aspect, but like, and as far as like the Gunna shit, I think I probably didn't play Gunna. I probably didn't play Gunna for about like a month or something like that after that shit happened.
Yeah.
And but then you think about it, how we do music now, motherfuckers be featured up anyway. So you might be playing a Little Baby song and Gunna part on there. Is what it is. You know. You gotta think, oh, you gonna cut it? Hey, I'm not gonna look, bro. These people don't fuck. I'm getting paid from the venue. These niggas do not pay me. I don't know these niggas personally.
Right.
They have not affected me or anyone I love personally.
Right.
So I can give a fuck. But
Yeah.
one thing I can say is, bro, the thing that I brought up to a few people, like one of my hosts and stuff, was like, I was like, bro, I was like, you know what? My crates and my playlist literally look like a fucking obituary, because it kind of got to me, because I was like, bro, do you realize everybody we're playing tonight is fucking dead? And it was sad. Like, we played School, Trouble, we played Trouble, Migos, so take so, and then you got they're dead or in jail, so you play Lucci, Thug, Gunna at the time, P&B Rock, fucking. It was like literally, this was like my regular, like these are my regular fucking sets that I've been playing for maybe like the last year or two, and everybody, and I'm talking about, you go through a whole night of playing for 4 hours and everybody you played is fucking dead. Whether you know it or whether you intentionally play it like as like a tribute, or you just play, you might come back the next week and them niggas dead. Like that's what fucked with me, and it was kind of like I had to take a break from doing like, because I'm kind of like one of those people, one of those spiritual people like that. I kind of like took a break from playing a lot of hood parties for a while, and just kind of played like more like pop and like dance hall, reggaeton. I play like whatever, have more open formats, what we say. Just because I needed a break for it, when like, even my friends, like shit, my friends are fucking, I'm playing their music, they're fucking gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing, if I play a Rocky song or Ferg song, I'm thinking about my two friends that were in the crew that are gone. So it's like, so it's like that shit be a lot too, bro. Like it's like you get, and it's kind of like being personal with the art,
Nah,
you start
most
playing
definitely.
people and like shit, people either dead or in jail. And there's songs where niggas is like, we would never see Thug and Trouble do do a song together, or even like Key to the Streets and shit like that. Whole fucking only person that's alive on that song is or not in jail is Quavo. Lucci in jail, Trouble's gone, Takeoff's gone. That shit's crazy. It's the spookiest fucking shit ever.
Yeah, bro. It's just the culture, bro. It's definitely it's a wild time we in, bro. From being like you say the early 2090s, early 2000, bro. Hip hop wasn't where it's at now, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, remember just coming to the clubs, like Atlanta had the scene early 2000 where there's a lot of dance music, people having fun.
Yeah.
Now it's at a different level now, bro. And
Yeah.
so it's basically just like what's gonna be the next trend after the drill music and all that. But so the versatility you have as a DJ, is phenomenal. It speaks a lot about your musical background and how you can make any room move that you step into. Like, with that being said, like, who are some of the artists catalog, depending on what mood you in, you would listen to on your own time, some of your favorites. And I'm not gonna cap you off, by hearing, your mixes. It's definitely a sorted sound.
Yeah. On my personal time, that's what people be always laughing when they get to cover me, because the shit I listen to on my personal time is not always what I play, because before you play, I used to listen to a lot of P&B Rock, like a lot, bro. A lot of P&B Rock. I used to listen to Party Next Door, Tory Lanez. So it's like more like the hip hop R&B kind of spectrum of it. The rapper singer. Definitely grew up on a lot of Kanye, so I was listening to a lot of that at one point. Kendrick, what's homie man? Sir, I fuck with Sir, K Tronada. It's like a lot of like, bro, it's real vibey, bro. I'm real chill, like awesome, like that's really what I like. And I think that was like, and I used to play stuff like that when I played at a lot of art shows. When I do play at art shows, type of vibey shit. So that's when I feel like, and that's why I feel like that's why people always fuck with me when I do the art shows, because that's what I listen to. That's like my music. And yeah, and I listen to, and I still like on some. I listen to a lot of Spanish music and shit like that. My ex was Puerto Rican and Panamanian, so she put me on like a lot of Latin music early. So I was listening to a lot of Latin music, old and new. So I listen to that shit. Even though I be knowing what the fuck they be saying, I still listen to that shit. Afrobeat and stuff like that too. So
Afrobeats
vibes. That's what I like as far as like me personally. In my chill setting, my personal setting. As far as like everybody else, like the shit that I would say, bro, anything old Atlanta, I can't go wrong with it. I can play like the back of my hand, play with my eyes closed. And when I say like old Atlanta, like you know, like DJ Yola and Jeezy, Gucci, old Gucci and stuff like that. You know, Tip, Outkast, stuff like that. But like in the height of crime mob, everything from like that Snap era. And yeah, so I can always like in that setting. And then also like on the other side of that, like Spanish music and shit like that. I like Spanish music. It just feel good. It's be like the beat and shit, and I like seeing bitches dance and shit. And when I be down there in Florida, my favorite strip, I tell people, my favorite strip club in Hollywood, Florida, bro. So I fuck with Florida. That's my shit.
Come on, man.
My favorite strip club.
Hey, I had to make sure I put it on though, man. You know what I mean? Let everybody know, man. We back. 8th seed, the underdogs. Miami Heat is going to the conference, man. Y'all already know what's going on.
But I'm right behind y'all, bro. Because we ain't doing shit.
Yeah, man. Nah, they really the underdog. I say, man, 8th seed all the way to, you know, they going to the conference. I say, yo, Jimmy on fire. I say, man, Jimmy, when he mother took the extensions out of here, bro, went to ball, and I was confused when dog did that. I was like, what this man got going on, bro? It's not the hair. Bro took the hair out and went to the headband and snapped. I said, yo, bro. So the infamous moniker, man, can't stop the DJ. Let the people know what it means to you in your own words.
Can't Stop DJ. Can't Stop started off with the collective. Me and my homeboy NA and a young lady by the name of Okari or O. We had a collective called Can't Stop. That was this group and this record label, and we used to record music, perform around Atlanta and shit like that. Like that shit. It was dope. Like so my boy NA was like, that was the Can't Stop was that. And then when I started DJing, I just put the DJ in there, Can't Stop DJ. I was like, I needed some type of hashtag or something to go on. The kind of like social media at that time, you know, hashtags was the shit that actually worked back then. So like that's why I came on Can't Stop DJ. Like you can't stop no matter what. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop music, you can't stop my drive, my hustle, you know, everything that goes into it. Yeah.
That's real. So, you know, what keeps you passionate and gives you that drive to keep being great at what you do?
Man, just I excite myself, and every damn gig, like last night shit, it was like it started off light, but I still was having a good time. And we had an artist come through. He's supposed to, I think he got to shoot tomorrow with like Cola Ray or some shit. He said, but he came through, got a song. The shit was hard. Played the song. He brought like 14, 15 people out, and my bar wasn't that big, so it definitely made a good difference. Brought people out, and it picked up the energy of the party. I was playing music videos and shit like that. I play music videos. That's what my party is. We had Ciroc sponsored it. Ciroc sponsored it last night. So
come on, man.
Yeah, that should be fun, though. That's why I was like, now when I got off, and I didn't even drink a lot last night. I had like one shot of tequila and like smoked a little.
Yeah.
Everybody smoked all my cigarettes and shit. I don't know what the fuck. Last night was fun, but like anyway, last night was lit. I was like, and I got off. I was like, fuck yeah, and I did my numbers and shit. And I was like, okay, fuck it. It exceeded what I fucking even thought. So yeah, bro. Like that's what makes me happy. It makes me keep motivated. Is there's just like the constant element of surprise. Whether you know you think when you walk in, bro, a little lighter, I don't think nobody gonna come, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody in this motherfuckers you ain't seen in years popping. Oh shit, bro! I didn't know you was here. Like, I love that part. I love that part.
Nah, that's real, bro. I can
Yeah.
honestly say too, man. When I ran into you, I don't know if it was twice at one of King Yoshi events.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, bro, it was the vibes from there, and I was like, dog, I'm forever locked in with homie.
Oh yeah.
and other DJs, I'm like, shoot, bro, if I need something, like, bro, what you need, man? Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I got this going. You the first one crank off my mind, bro. It's all energy with me, dog. You know what I
Man, I
mean?
appreciate that, man. Thank you.
So,
Shout out to Yoshi, bro. He's a great guy, man.
mhm,
Amazing friend, amazing artist, bro. Thank you.
most definitely. So, you've been a part of the Edgewood area in Atlanta for a while. You know, what has those nights been like for you, and any memorable moments you would like to share?
Mm. Um, early on, like shit, my first start was like 2013, 2014, I think. We
Mm-hmm.
did it was me, my homie Big Chad, my other mentor, Dirty Martinez, um, God rest his dead. It was my homie Grip Plies. He was all hosting these parties on Thursdays and shit at department store. And department stores like really infamous for like breaking a lot of underground artists into the mainstream platform in Atlanta. Um, but we did we did a party there, and then all of a sudden, this nigga Mike Will walks in this motherfucker.
Type
Mike
shit.
Will came in, and he came in, and we had friends that were signed to Mike Will and like have, and later on I'm thinking about, oh, we got people, we know some of the same people, but he's
Yeah.
still like, this nigga was like in the height of like that shit with height of Race Trimmer, the height
With
of Miley Cyrus, he
with
walked into
Gucci,
my
right?
fucking party.
That's
Yeah,
when Gucci was him with that Mike Will made it. Gucci
yeah.
man stayed it. Yeah, yeah.
This is like when he started crossing over with Miley Cyrus and shit like that. He
Oh,
was
type
in my
vibe.
fucking party. Like it was
That's
like
hard.
that time. So he walks in there. I'm still starstruck to the shit. He's my boy. He's like, his homie's like, all right, yeah, Mike Will here. He's like, you want to throw a Mike Will set? And I was like, okay. And I'm like, damn, that was like, it's still me, like probably year in. I'm like, okay. And I can't think, like, I'm so nervous in my head. Like, what Mike Will
Mm-hmm.
songs I remember? You thinking about those tags and shit like that.
Yeah.
And me moving fast now, bro, I go on Google or something like that on my phone, like, give me top 20 with Mike Will produced songs.
Yeah.
And I just play them shits.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I still rocked it out. So we rocked it out. We did. I ain't got no time. I remember when I played, I ain't got no type. And how it was with a whole crowd was singing. I kept dropping the song.
Mm-hmm.
Mike was there bobbing his head. He was cooling with us and shit like that. That was like, bro. I was like, I felt like I was on. I woke up out. Man, I don't even remember going. I don't remember driving home. I remember like waking up next morning, bro. It was like, what else did nigga? I was on a high of that. I really probably was
Yeah.
high back then too.
That's
But
real.
like I was on a high of that shit, bro. That was like, hey, I can't wait till remember Mike Will came to my party last night. Oh,
Yeah.
that shit was crazy. And yeah, the department store, that was great. And then another one on Edgewood was on a DJ perspective was we did this party called 100 Bangkok
Mm-hmm.
with some really, it was about like 20 of us DJing, something like that. It was close to like that. It was well over 10 DJs.
Yeah.
Um, I had the first one, they let me go on early. Like it was okay. They was like, fuck, like you came, like they really saw I've been putting like DJs that I respect and love. They were coming over to me afterwards, like, bro, you really been working. You putting in your shit. Like you was playing some shit I didn't even think of or how I was doing. I was doing like crazy mashups back then, and I
Mm-hmm.
was on turntables and shit. So they saw like all that shit. And then we came back and we did it again. The niggas brought strippers, and I brought one of my homeboys who I was on tour at the time, named Jay Wonder, who produced for Lucci before he went to prison and shit. But
Yeah.
Jay had like these really dope songs called Dos Telephones and shit like that, and it was like, and it's crazy. He didn't drop it till like 3 years later, and the shit was hitting back then, still hitting now.
Damn.
And
That's
we
timing.
dropped, yeah. So we put that shit. I dropped that shit in there. And man, it went crazy. Man, those strippers went crazy. We had lights and shit. It was a DJ's party, and that's what I loved about it. It was about us. It wasn't about the crowd saying, "Can you play this song?" Or, hey,
Yeah.
bro, let me play my song.
Yeah.
And all this. It was about what the fuck the DJs wanted to do. And we had
Yeah.
like some fucking strippers and shit. My homeboy had who I produced for. He was there. My homeboy True. I was happy he was there because he had unfortunately we were doing an album together. At the time, and it got postponed like a whole year because he had got shot on the east side. Got shot like 9 times and he survived.
Yeah.
But he was like, recuperating, and we kind of lost. Unfortunately, with that, we kind of lost momentum of what we were doing with the music shit. The music was still good, but but he came. He was in town. He moved up to New York. He came back, and he was there, and it was like it was just dope that he was there. It was like the people that was there, the sounds, and the content I got from that night was just it was immaculate. It was dope. Those were my 2 favorite nights, and that was at Music Room, which isn't there anymore. It's something else now. But
Oh yeah, I do remember a spot like that.
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah.
For real, man. So after recapping all this, man, like how has your journey been thus far? And any obstacles, roadblocks you encountered that you were able to hurdle over in the process?
Bro, just being able to just like now I can say like when I started to really talk to other people and DJs and stuff like that, I really started to like it's good to be a humble person, but at the same time you have to kind of like use your work to open up more doors and know your worth, and as you get more opportunities, your worth increases. So you need to be compensated as an equivalently. So
Most
that's
definitely.
why I pretty much learned like that, like shit like that, bro. Like I still do things for out of the love and the passion for things and shit like that. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, I gotta get paid, and I can get paid well. Um, yeah, if I as long as I negotiate it right, better negotiations and stuff like that. There's shit that I be seeing like, man, there's DJs that came after me and under me, like that I mentored and stuff like that. They got that part of it early. I think I kind of still have that mindset of like that pure, like half purist type thing. Like I
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of friends that are like purists, like a motherfucker. Like when I say purist, like nigga, this is what DJing is, and like just have somebody be like, yo, hey
Yeah,
yo, this hip hop, like them niggas, like
yeah, I know
you know
what
what I'm
you're
saying?
saying. Yeah,
Like my homeboy, he said, I have a friend who was like, yo, I'm a DJ, and he's like, that nigga was like DJing with like real vinyl records and shit like that, and that's a lucrative thing, and it's a niche thing. So you got to find somebody that wants to keep seeing that and booking that, and
right.
you also have to like be able to keep up with that traditional lifestyle. That shit costs money and time. So, but yeah, so like yeah, that's why I learned to not get into it so much myself that I get in my own way, because I feel like sometimes people get in our own way,
Big
especially
facts,
artists
bro.
get in their own way just because of pride of like, man, that's not hip hop, or I nigga be
Yeah,
like, that ain't street, or you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah, 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 yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, real talk.
We
Maybe
see how
talking
it plays
about what
out.
maybe talking about what gang that ain't no gangster rap. I'm saying nigga be in that bitch blowing the hookah, bro. Goddamn doing the Uzi Vert dance, bro. Like
Right,
real.
bro. Shit, bro. So I think that's why I learned to not get in my own way, but also
Yeah,
not devalue myself.
big facts, bro. What about the relationships you built in the city, or on the road that you would like to share as well?
Um, oh shit, man, I met some dope ass people who went to that show with Juice World. Um, I met some cool people. Man, a bunch of people from Australia,
Oh, that's
and
cool to hear.
the people that booked us, it was me and my homie Reed Imperial. That's the artist I was playing for. It's crazy. That was like a year and a half before COVID or something like that. And they
Damn.
had an app where people were streaming concerts. They would
Mm,
stream their own concerts with their artists and shit like that. And that of course you had IG Live and shit like that, but that really wasn't like a
yeah.
thing. Like all the time people were streaming concerts, but they was doing that shit back then. They changed the company app and shit. I don't remember the name of it is now, but that's what they were doing, and it was dope. I sent out the links and people were like watching the actual live concert, streaming it. But I met a lot of cool people from like fucking Australia and shit like that. I ain't never met that many people from Australia in my life. Like one Australian before. I met so many cool people from Australia that kept up with me for like years after that. Um and when I was on tour with Big, I met some really dope people in Boston that I'm still friends with to this day.
Yeah.
I had already had like a extended family in Boston, but I never like really seen them when I was in Boston. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, met some cool people in Boston. A lot of man, I got extended family in fucking Orlando, Miami area. Not Miami, Orlando, Kissimmee area. Um, yeah, I met some cool people all over in and they like in person, and it wasn't like always like. Whereas like a lot of times in the beginning, a lot of my relationships was built off like social, like I said, MySpace and social media. And then once you actually hit the road, you meet cool people, and like I feel like that was dope. I met a lot of dope people. If I didn't do some certain gigs, if I didn't do a gig like in the West End on the West Side of Atlanta, then that gig took me to Miami randomly. That's how that shit happened. People was from Florida, they came up here, and they was like, "Bruh, we about to do a show in Miami. You want to come?" I'm like, yeah, I'll come. Whatever. So my friends down in Miami, we had like my homeboy Cash, free my nigga, he locked up there. But we went down to Miami and shit like that. But I never thought I'd be on South Beach DJ. Never thought about that shit.
Yeah,
And
that's hard.
So I was DJing on South Beach. I DJ on South Beach like 3 times now, based off like playing one time in the fucking West End in Atlanta. That took me to South Beach, and then playing in certain places in Atlanta took me to Puerto Rico because I have friends that moved from Atlanta to Puerto Rico and opened up an art gallery, and I ended up playing out there in the art gallery in Puerto Rico and playing on the beach in Puerto Rico and shit like that. It was cool.
That's hard. Yeah, man. You gotta add international somewhere in that name, man. For real.
Yeah, I'm working on it, bro. That Puerto Rico shit fucked me up, nigga. I got stuck out. I was supposed to be out of Puerto Rico 3 days, and I ended up being in Puerto Rico for 7 days. But I had a good time. But bro, I never want to. Bro, I still scared to leave like the mainland, nigga. If I can't, I was like, nigga, can y'all give me the flight? They kept like they sold my flights got canceled, all type of shit. It was like for a while, I was like, bro, if I can't drive back, I don't want to go no more. Like Mexico might be the next thing I'll do, but I can't do that now.
Bro, I feel your pain, bro. Because COVID, I took a trip. COVID went to Jamaica, bro. Like kind of when it was like they were lifting restriction.
Yeah.
Like I tell you, I went there for bro. That week turned into 2 weeks, bro.
See, I told you, niggas be thinking I be lying. Like, bro, this shit happens, bro.
Bro, hey, I promise you, bro. When you go to Jamaica, though, it's like the resorts and everything cool because that's the tourist area. But when you traveling through there, like through the mainland, you start looking like that's the jail right there, or like that. Like this look like one of them old modern castles. Like that's where they keep people at, bro. Like. Man, I was sitting there thinking about, man, what did the hotel keep me out cut it, bro? Then I gotta be out here. They come grab me and send me to a facility. Like, no, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, at the end of the day, bro.
It's just crazy how they want to say everything is not a crisis no more. Don't worry about it. It's normal. Like, what happened to all this hoopla? Like, it just went up, man. I don't like to talk about it because YouTube, YouTube and them, they be playing on us, bro. So I don't even want to. Basically, I'm just glad I ain't gonna get no DNA transfer, bro, done to me. Like, I don't know what that was about, but so okay, well, with our bar, how did that relationship come about? Congratulations on being featured in AJC, Atlanta Journal Constitution. You know what I mean? Like, let the people know about the karaoke nights hosted in the rundown.
Karaoke is every Sunday for the past 3 years, 3 years strong. Our bar relationships happened based off what I was talking about with department store, and like some of the people, the staff from the department store got together and became owners of their own bar, and they opened up right before COVID, and so they was open for a few months and had to close all over again. And then of course they reopened after everything let up and shit. And so it was like my journey was part of their journey as far as like getting into like this next level of my DJ career. So it was like we had a homeboy that got locked up. I got locked up in Florida for some shit.
Damn.
And he got locked up down there. And his baby mama was like, his baby mama used to be at my art shows. Well, I used to do art shows on Tuesdays. I did art shows just to help out a lot of like visual artists and shit like that. And man, so many of them do like some crazy shit now, big shit. I'd be like, damn, this is where we started from. But so that's what with that, she wanted to do a party to get him out of jail and get his lawyer. So they ended up booking me and this other DJ named Wit and DJ Witted. So me and DJ Witted played together. And the owner of our bar, Sarah, she loved us together so much that she asked us if we wanted to play a party there together. We said sure. We did like a little party there, and then we did a karaoke. She's like, I want to do a karaoke night here. And we was like, okay, cool, we can do it. I never did that shit before. I did karaoke, but like in a different way. But Whit has done more than I did. So we ended up starting doing the karaoke there, and we started inviting. It was called 90s versus 2000 karaoke. And yeah, we have a photographer. The bar provided us with an amazing photographer named Anitra. We had dope sound man starting out. J1. Like we had some really cool people that did a lot of cool shit that made this shit happen in the beginning and stuff like that. And then it was great. It was like it got to the point after like a year, everybody on that block was doing a 90s versus 2000 party. And then it was like, bro, and it was like to the point where we was like, okay, let's just drop that whole name. And we dropped the name and rebranded it to Big Karaoke. And I kind of did it around the same time when it's probably because Lotto did the she was like, I want to be Big Lotto because everybody's giving her like flack for calling herself Mulatto. So when that was that girl's name forever. But so I was like put the big, so I was like, okay, Big Karaoke. So we just did that. That's how we came up with it. Man, we have a lot of dope people there come through, hang out, man. All type of like a lot of, it's like one of those, it's like where a lot of our friends or industry friends or celebrity friends, they kind of like it becomes their dive bar. One of my homies, she's actually was season 1 winner of America's Top Model, Kenya. She came through a few times, hung out with us. Scoob used to come before he passed all the time. We have a lot of cool people, bro, and it's like there's people that do shit. Whether it's people that are like there's people that motherfuckers even know they sing. They see them every day. They might be the fucking bar back. They might be the dishwasher. They might be security at another bar, and they come in, they fucking sing and have a good time. It's that day off. It was like in the beginning, it was a lot of us that work in the industry, the nightlife industry. If their bar, their club wasn't open on Sunday, or the restaurant closed early on Sunday, they would come to us and kind of like a bunch of us, and then it became a bunch of people. A lot of tourists started coming in because when everybody's getting that PP money, everybody's coming to Atlanta. So I feel like that helped us a lot, bro. Like when people was touring here, and there was a lot of people from different places. I worked at the mall during the daytime, so at the daytime, nigga, I would just tell. They be like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Man, it's a karaoke place tonight. I'm DJing. Come through tonight," and they would fucking actually come, bro. It was crazy. Every fucking week, I would do this shit. And people would come, and so I would have different people every week, but we would have a different crowd every week, but we have pretty much the same singers every week. And there was a lot of cool like relationships that have built up off that. There are people that like literally came to us. I'm not lying. Have told me like had cried, bro, even and said this like event has like helped them with social anxiety, stage fright. Because a lot of people don't be like in the corner just chilling. People like and that was a wild time. It was like kind of post COVID, bro. So you're still feeling about that. People have probably lost people. People have lost themselves, and so yeah. Bro, that thing's amazing. It helped out a lot. It helped me become a better video DJ and like DJ in between. So it was like taking all the things I knew from like doing comedy shows and doing showcases and putting it all into one. Like you got performers and organizing that shit and like cool marketing strategies and like little breaks in between, and then like they let us do if Monday because it falls it's Sunday. And we're the longest running residency event they have there at our bar. So that's really cool. That's an amazing accomplishment because initially before this, my residencies, I had a DJ homie. He was like, bro, he's like, you don't have no residencies, do you? I was like, not really. He's like, I'm gonna tell you. He kept it real. He's like, I'm gonna tell you why. He told me why. He was like, man, it was funny when he was like, you play too much of that eclectic shit. You play good shit, but you play too much of this. You play too much of, because I was used to coming from like art shows and stuff like that, so you can play like kind of like obscure sub-genre shit, you know what I'm saying? So I had to learn how to play like in a party format 100% of the time. And so once I took that from him, and then by the time I brought open, I put that energy towards that. I feel like those are the little pieces and elements that help us go longer and have longevity. So,
most definitely, bro. Sound lit, man. I definitely got to still pull up on you, man, at our bar, man. I know it's a situation, you feel me?
Oh, yeah, come through, bro. Whenever you're ready, man, let me know.
Most definitely, man. Hold on, let me tap in with my co-host. He just tapped in. Look like he live from the mountains right now. Yo, what it do, homie?
Hey, man, I'm live from Mount Yana. Me and my boy Billy, man, we out here, man. This view crazy, bro. Just being in nature all day, bro. It's amazing, bro. We at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, it look lit up though, man. It ain't take y'all that long to get up though.
Nah, bro. Like, bro, we got up here, bro. It was this guy, bro. This man literally just climbed the mountain, bro. I'm just like,
Wow.
the man climbed the mountain. I'm like, bro, why that seemed more easier than the walk?
Yeah.
Bro, no, like literally, he climbed the mountain with a little baby
Man, nah, that's crazy.
on the Hornets. I'm like, bro, what the hell? So yeah, man, it's this view crazy, bro. It was well worth coming up here, man. And my boy out here with the camera, see him about to do his thing.
Yeah, try not to fall off.
Yeah. Insta flow is on the way.
Oh
You
yeah,
dig? Man, you gotta get it in out there too, man. For real. Can't come down. It's going on. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, man.
But yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. Yeah, we got DJ Bishop Dunn in the building, man. Atlanta's on. You did what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Dropping this story, man. He had a story to tell. $1 million story is what we do over here, man. I told you, bro. We like how P had it ran in 98, bro. Everything we dropped platinum, bro. For real. Straight up.
Shout out to the DJ Bishop Dunn, man.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate y'all having me on here, man.
Most definitely, man. Hey, we about to wrap it up though, but real talk, we're gonna talk about not only you a DJ, man, but you got a sense of fashion too. You know what I mean? You went to school for that. So like, what's your inspiration when it comes to your fashion sense? You know what I mean? Like, would you say a person fashion sense give off a personality about themselves without words too?
Yeah, I think it can. You definitely can tell a lot about people just by kind of what they're wearing and the way they look and shit like that. Yeah, tell like what they probably maybe what kind of music they're into or
right
lifestyle possibly. Man, my influences was like shit. It's a hybrid of like Atlanta shit. From like stuff that I grew up seeing around me. And I also love like Japanese street fashion for a long time. So like of course like what Bait and all that was, and what Pharrell kind of did with that, bringing it to the forefront.
He snapped.
Like shit, still love vintage pieces. I'm getting now into like more like one of one type things, like people handcrafted things like jewelry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a local brand on right now. Shit, niggas gave me that shit. Niggas like,
Yeah.
hey, bro, I fuck with you. Pick up my hat. I like, all right, bet. I'd like grab the hat or some shit. But I like that type of shit. Like, and I like when people give me. I like when people give me things I actually like fucking wear. And luckily, people give me things I actually fucking wear. People know I love trucker hats. So, and it'd be like free promotion for niggas. Niggas will see that and they'll keep reposting that shit. So. Works for me. But yeah, I like that. Like brands, probably brands and shit I like right now. Like Rick Owens, I like Purple Brand. I used to really be into stuff that like it said what it was, and like if it was a Mary shirt, you knew it was a Mary shirt. You knew it was Gucci, shirt. I like those things of like if you know type thing. So Purple, people leave the tag on Purple Brands. I do sometimes I don't. But like, if you know what they are, you know what they are. I wear them because I like them. I love G-Star. G-Star doesn't have like any type of wild emblems and shit like that over it, so you know what it is. Where like whereas like a Chrome heart, you see the heart, the chrome, the crosses and shit. But I like that type of shit. Stuff that's kind of like low key. I think it's probably just me getting older too. Like I remember my OGs were always like that. Like I had a lot of Jamaican homeboys and shit like that. It was like wearing like $500 jeans. You didn't know what the fuck that shit was. They put you on to what the fuck it is and shit like that. And so I kind of like that shit, like subtle, like little subtle stunts. Like you feel good, so that's all the fuck that matters. I feel like that's also a subconscious thing too, where like you know what it is. I brought it because that shit, it's a flex, but at the same time I like it. So it's not about like, and then it's kind of like being ahead of the wave and not riding the wave. Because that shit, it can be expensive to stay part of this shit. Niggas, I think about niggas that was buying them red monkeys every day. Like, the niggas hate their life now, bro.
Look at
Definitely all Man, if you had that type of money that you spending like that, $400-$500 back then,
The
oh
Visu
jeez.
chains too was like that,
I
man.
fuck with it, but the crazy part is that shit like on like a street fashion tip, people never really we never really left a Visu alone. Like
Yeah.
I go to some shops. There's like a vintage shop that I go to. I don't spend money there because they be taxed on certain shit. I know they don't need to be taxed on, but they have like a section of just like vintage and Visu and like all different type of other Japanese brands and shit like that. And that shit, I still fuck with a lot of that shit, like because it was whatever. But yeah.
Nah, most definitely, man. I can definitely see like well, you got a clothing line as well too. Like what's going on with that, man? It can't stop the DJ, the bandana. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Seen
That was some there was some when I was coming up with I started coming up with merch and stuff. I wanted to come with some merch. So I came with some tees that was like only thing I think about that shit. I was just talking to a designer the other day about that shit.
Yeah.
The tees didn't come out 100% how I wanted them to. They're supposed to be a lot bigger. They're supposed to be like the bootleg tees and that shit. And I came up with that idea in 2020 is when I started executing that. But I could never source the right people to do it. And I had friends that worked in like screen print or whatever. Anyway, but I made it happen. But the bandana shit was my favorite too because the bandana thing was cool because it was double sided on the sense of like when I made them, there's people that put them in frames, so they were supposed to be like they were bandanas and they also were tapestries, so there was multi use of that. So that's why I came up with it doing that, and it's a cheap thing, bro. It's just like less than $1 at the beauty supply store, $1, and I had a homie who did embroidery. My old co-host from the art show, she started doing it. She brought a embroidery machine. That PP money, I was kidding. But she brought a embroidery machine.
Hey,
I went to
man,
her lawn
what a
and
time
threw
to
that
be
shit
alive.
on it. And I was like, she was like, damn, that would be hard. Some bandanas. Okay, cool. I threw them on there. I was like, man, just grabbed all the shits from the beauty supply store around the corner in the hood and just like throw these on there and just the logo. She was like, all right, bet. Ran it through the machine and shit like that. And they was definitely boom. I'm definitely gonna bring them back this summer. But it was cool. And yeah, just like little merch and stuff like that. When I was on tour, we was just always thinking about like little shit, like this is like my pens and kind of cover different colors and shit like that. But just try to come up with like different things that I try to think of shit that like okay, you got stuff that you really love, like might be clothes or some shit like that. But there's also things that people just they don't wear that. They may not want to wear somebody's face or something like that. But they like the pins, they like hats, and they like
keychains or something.
Right? Yeah, something you got. It's like you gotta give a nigga something. Like you gotta have something.
For real,
So
right?
Yeah.
That's real. Nah, when I seen the bandana on the picture, man, you gave me that the Hot Boys type vibe. You feel me? Like it was like it just was the look with the money in it, like the green on it. I was like, yeah, they giving me the Hot Boys vibe right there. I like, I was like, bro, gotta snatch that.
That's what it was. It was like a ode to like all of that at one. You know what I'm saying? It was like taking something like that like some street shit and making it like fashion and shit like that. And that's crazy that the bandana print we call bandana print paisley is it's a American print. That's something that started in America, the paisley print. So yeah, that's like another just American fashion too type thing. So yeah, never look that up. The paisley print is an American print.
Yeah, I see you got different type of sauce, man. I seen you put Carl Kanai up too as well. Like, who would you say would be your top fave those designers? You know what I mean? Like, well, I would say, who would be your top favorite one? Cause Carl Kanai got some stuff, man. I gotta cover this stuff right now.
Yeah, bro. Like, man, that was me trying to like work with. I had a friend who was like, man, like working with this nigga like every day, and I was trying to get plugged in with it, and like I had some Carl Kanai already, so I kind of like fuck with me type shit.
Right. Yeah.
But nah, yeah, it definitely had some dope nostalgic pieces. The Ralph Lauren pieces from like the 90s were always great. Like now, like I said, like Rick Owens, I like Marc Jacobs, like like stuff like that. Like I said, still like shit that not necessarily like. I like, and there's some other fucking people. Cease and Desist. I haven't got any of their stuff yet, but I really like their shit. It's like one of my homies who I used to DJ for parties and stuff like that was a dude named Foster from Atlanta, but he's been Future Wardrobe Styles a few times. He has a clothing line called Cease and Desist, and I fuck with his shit a lot. Like he got some really dope, like one of like really dope pieces, and he's a black designer, and I'm just happy to see people like that. But yeah, I like designers like that, like Cease and Desist, Marc Jacobs, Rick Owens. Those are like my favorites as far as like designers right now.
Most definitely, man. So, what can we be on the lookout from DJ Bishop Dunn, man? Up and coming, any events, any venues in the work? What's that?
Man, we're gonna get this goddamn anniversary party, God willing. That's gonna be like the biggest shit. I'm gonna definitely have videos and footage of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully at some point maybe they'll put me in a boiler room. If they don't, they don't. That is what it is. But we're gonna be at MJQ at the end of this month in Atlanta. We're gonna make that shit our own boiler room. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. Yeah, that's what's going on. I'm probably gonna have some more merch dropping this summer. We do mixtapes. I do mixtapes with Albar. Albar, we have about 4 mixtapes right now on YouTube. Albar ATL, YouTube /Albar ATL. You just type in Albar ATL. You'll see my mixes. I do features for every Zodiac sign. We do a feature. So there's also like I have like mixes, 2-hour mixes. One's like an R&B one. I got a cookout mix. I got like the Zodiac ones are like the turned up mixes and shit like that. So I got something for all different moods. The Aquarius one we did got like 10K. So we're just trying to get like some more numbers back up with that. That's what I'll be working on. Like that's a frequent thing that's going on. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm going back on the road with Big. I think next month or something like that with Big Boy. I'm going on the road with Yoshi. I'll be down there in Florida with Yoshi. Yeah,
it's gonna be lit, man. You feel me? And definitely, man, check out the mixes, man. Homes don't play, man. You feel me? You're gonna have the whole room vibing, bro. And I was gonna ask you too, man, like with crowd control, like early on, how did you learn how to control these crowds when you need room and just perfect it over time? Like knowing what crowds you dealing with.
Man, the host in the beginning, like Big Chad, really watching him how he hosted, like he was always talking about controlling the crowd. I never thought about it like that.
Right.
Never really just fucking. I just thought somebody was just talking, bro. It didn't really matter to me if somebody was there or not. For me, but some people, that's how they move, and they need that structure, and that's cool. Bro, just reading shit. Not getting into. If you ever see me now, I haven't probably wore headphones in about 9 years or 8 years. I haven't worn headphones DJing like well over a decade. I don't like headphones.
Damn, that's crazy. I just noticed when you said that. I'm like, I don't see bro now with no head. That's different. Yeah,
I don't like headphones. I feel like sometimes, and it's not everybody. I'm just speaking for me. I feel like headphones can cut you off from the party because I'm not hearing sonically. I'm not hearing what you're hearing the way you're hearing. I need you to hear it. We need to hear it the same way, so I can feel the same way. So my headphones, especially the noise cancellation headphones, I'm not hearing shit. I'm not hearing if a nigga all the way in this corner is like, I can hear you hear a little shit. Man, fuck you, pussy ass nigga. Oh, niggas like start fighting. But I'm in headphones, so I don't hear that shit.
Yeah, right.
I gotta be able to hear shit. I can probably hear some shit before the security. I can hear like some chairs shuffling and niggas start fighting. Hold up. We about to dance in this motherfucker.
Change the mood in this bitch. Make some women down move or something. Yeah.
Bro, I've definitely, that shit be saving me. And I've seen people be in their headphones and then niggas be fighting. They all.
Yeah.
Niggas trying to, hey, bro, you in here because you in your headphones.
Yeah.
That's one reason I don't like it. And then, I just like to feel the music. So that helps me a lot. Yeah.
I like being in the silent party, bro. Basically,
I hate silent parties. Yeah, I hate silent parties. I can't. Niggas know not to book me for no silent party. Like I'll turn that shit down. You can pay like
bro.
You can pay me double. I won't do it. I won't do it because I don't. Shout out to Bonfire. I loved when I was doing that Bonfire here and there. It was fun. I feel like that was just enough. But I never wanted to be a weekly resident DJ playing a silent party. I don't like that shit. I like that shit. And then you start getting your own head because you be like, why niggas ain't turning to my channel no more? Like, do dumb shit, nigga. You want to hear the music or not, nigga? Like,
right.
Yeah.
That's different, man. I ain't never been to one, but I think that's just different to me, bro. I don't
It's fun.
Feel like,
a little bit. It's good. It's
I
fun
just
for
be
a little
weirded
bit.
out because it's be like I'm used to the interaction type vibe, bro. I'm used to just being in the moment. You feel me?
Yeah, when you got there.
It is weird. You see a nigga doing like this, and then another nigga.
I mean,
like
it
this,
works. Whatever works.
In the same room, you got people doing 14 different dances. It's funny as fuck, bro. I'm like, this shit retarded. I don't like this shit, but it's cool. It's cool, though.
Whatever works for people to get out, man. You feel me? But I say, hey,
it look. I used to. What's Holmes?
It works. Shit, it happened.
What's Holmes that used to that played for the Lakers? The nigga, the African nigga used to have like a little blonde patch. What's that nigga name? Yeah, he's played for the Hawks, right?
Yep, he did.
Okay, so when he played for the Hawks, he owned a bar here, and I used to DJ at that bar. Nigga, it was like upstairs. It was some apartments. Every fucking time I played, we had to fucking keep turning the music down. I'm talking about that shit was like a speakeasy, was so low, and it'd be like, bro, even when it get lit, only time they never complained was Halloween. I remember that shit. But he used to have a little restaurant on P Street, and I used to DJ there. And that's what. And when I think about silent parties, I think about that shit. I was like, bro, that probably would be the best place to have a silent party at places, but worse of places where there's residencies upstairs, and they're gonna complain. Like you literally move in like high traffic. People move in high traffic areas with clubs and shit, and they complain when there's club shit going on. But it is what it is.
I'm trying to tell you, man. So, brother, any shout outs or recognition you would like to give to those that been in your corner along this journey?
Yeah, shout out to all my mentors, DJ Black Boss, DJ Dirty Martinez, Johnny Styles, DJ Clever, just all the my co-hosts for karaoke, DJ With It. I appreciate everybody that has joined me in this journey sonically. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. Rest in peace to all the homies who helped me in the beginning as well. So that's it.
Yeah, most definitely, brother. Like I say, man, it was definitely an honor to have you on the platform today, you know what I mean, to give your flowers, man, as you deserve. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
It's me,
appreciate y'all.
Just hopefully this inspire other people that either been where you was at one point and they might be there to keep continuing to push and be great. But last but not least, before you get you out of here, brother, what does the word underdog mean to you, or when you hear the
word? Man, just not all the way well known, not known by the masses yet. You know, it doesn't take away from the impact, the creativity, the importance. It doesn't take away from none of that. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Just like you don't know. Everybody don't know yet, but when they find out, they'll see. And you're ready for when you're ready to show up and show out, bro. Like that's the best thing. That shit work in your benefit, bro. To be the underdog, that shit works in your benefit. Sometimes it's better to be the underdog than to be like the forefront of things and be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you get a lot more. You're the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? It's like the unknown. People like, you know, people like discover a song or music or something or food for the first time. I feel like that's something that the underdog constantly has that, you know, others don't. So
yeah, I feel that, bro, because I want to give everybody that feeling, that first taste, that first time they heard that song, you feel me? Like just the first time feeling every time I try to do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, y'all got it, man. Season 4, episode 9, man. Can't stop the DJ, man. DJ Bishop Dunn, Sly Life, Jock Out, and Fleetwood JR, man. We out of here. Appreciate you, brother.
What you got, some mushrooms?
On some shrooms, goddamn.
Oh, that nigga
Big video shoot going down, man. Y'all already know, man, the underdogs, man.
Mount rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up a prophecy, got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granted. Lean color it's meant to be organic. I got crazy lingo, you would think I'm speaking Spanish. I'm something like a pie, never leave without the cannon. I'm enlightened. Yeah, I got stones around my neck. If you pay attention, I teach her how to earn respect. I walk around with a tag like I'm mad at the rail. People do any damn thing for a check. So what if you got signed labels, throw them on the shelf? I don't ask for help, I just go within myself. Hard times I prevail, I bust up out my shell. I let my nuts hang, cause it don't got no curfew. Gold mouth, rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up a mouth cause she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen counter